Do you want to discover more joy, peace, and freedom with food, exercise, and your body? Here we bring a compassionate, holistic, and sustainable approach to fitness so you can fully enjoy the life you want and express your unique self with the world. I'm Michelle Roscoe, and I want to help you find fitness freedom. I'm so glad you're here. Do you remember being a kid and desperately wanting an adult's attention? Like you just wanted them to see you, and maybe looking back now, you can see that you're doing some silly behaviors, maybe some extreme behaviors to get that attention. I remember one time being at a family friend's house, and I literally counted up to 100 to an adult, and thank goodness for that kind adult waiting for me and listening to me counting to 100 to them, probably slowly. I felt so proud of my ability to do that, and it was the best feeling to be seen, to be heard, counting up to 100. It's a primal desire that we are all born with. We want to be seen, we want to be noticed, we want to be given attention to. And as adults, we still carry that desire, but as we grow older in the world, it gets tainted with fear. We are afraid to be seen as we are because we deeply believe that we're not good enough, that we're not right, that we're not desirable. So we hide parts of ourselves, and we play roles, and we put on masks, and we pretend in some ways. I was doing a meditation this morning on being seen, and I realized that even here in my business, with being a fitness coach and in other areas of my life, honestly, I'm scared of being seen. I'm afraid that it's not good, or while I want to be seen and I want my business to grow, I'm also afraid that people are going to think that I'm wrong or dumb. And I did great meditations on that. So I see it coming up in a very real sense, like even now on this podcast. But where it really takes a lot of, I guess, weeds, nefarious growth is with our bodies. We want to be seen, right? But a part of us is so afraid that there's something wrong with us. Bodies are interesting. Food and exercise and health, it's just an interesting area because we have to deal with it. It's not like, if you have an addiction with drugs or alcohol, you could just avoid bars or just avoid places where you might be tempted. But when you have a lot of insecurities or challenges with food and with exercise, it's difficult because you're always with your body. Your body is always with you. You have to eat to survive, and so you have to face food every day. You have to move about if you are able-bodied and you are able to move about in the world. You have to move in your body. You have to walk, and exercise is good for you, but it's something that we have, just like food, we have to deal with. And it's challenging if we have any issues with it that come up. And it's scary also because people see our bodies, right? They see how we eat. They might judge us, or we might fear that they judge us. We might wonder what they think about our bodies. And we kind of gather data like, do I look attractive? Is my body good in this society? Is my body bad? We might gather little tidbits from media, from marketing ads, from all around us about what is good, what is bad. And if we deem our bodies to be unacceptable to society, we might try to hide ourselves or fix ourselves, maybe with diets or with exercise or with fitness. And it might be a constant struggle. If we do have a body that society accepts, where we get complimented on our bodies, or we compare ourselves to others and we match up to people who are praised, our fear might be of losing our fitness levels, or maybe gaining weight, or getting soft, or getting old. So we spend so much time and energy, whether it's in the forefront or in the background of our minds, trying to maintain standards to feel accepted. So if we use these body standards and health standards of how we should eat or how we should exercise or how we should look, they can become a way for us to be unkind to ourselves, which at its root is not healthy. When we're being mean to ourselves, when we're being harsh with ourselves, it's not good for us. So the things that are supposedly healthy can actually harm us. And I say supposedly in caps. And the problem is systemic, yes. So just like we have huge, problems with racism and classism and sexism in the world, we also have problems in the fitness industry and health industry. In 2022, the global fitness industry had an $87 billion market value. And I'm sure it's growing. It's grown since then. We're in 2024 now, and it's in a growing trend. The fitness industry, while it can be helpful in some ways, and there are good people out there, it capitalizes, as a system, it capitalizes on our insecurities, it capitalizes on our desire to constantly improve ourselves, it capitalizes on giving out methods that don't work, such as diets that are harmful for us long term, or ideas that are harmful to us long term, so that we keep coming back for more and we keep paying money to it. It's a big industry, because we are human beings that want to, like we said, meet these standards and improve ourselves. But if we want to heal and get away from these harmful ideas, if we want to start healing on an individual level, if you want to have a fitness routine and a healthy lifestyle that maybe doesn't even regard those standards, that is away from all those rules, that's truly sustainable, that's truly balanced and effective, if you want to ultimately stop your struggle with food, maybe you feel like you have to exert so much willpower around it, like you can't trust yourself around certain foods. Maybe you're afraid of liking food too much. I love food too much. Or you feel like you're on a roller coaster with food. Maybe it's up and down. Maybe sometimes you eat healthy. Maybe sometimes you feel like you eat junk. Maybe you are really, really tight with food and you're very on point, and then you let go and you feel ashamed of it and it feels like a struggle. Maybe you just feel guilty for what you eat or you don't eat. Maybe you feel like you should eat healthier constantly and you're beating yourself up about it. Whatever it is with food, if you want to stop a struggle with exercise, maybe you dread exercise and you hate it and you can't even think of moving, and you know that you need to for your health, you need to exercise a little more, but you don't want to. Or maybe you use exercise as a way to make yourself feel better, so that if you don't have it, you feel uneasy and out of control, and you need a certain amount of exercise a day or a week in order to feel good about yourself. And not in like I exercised, I feel great way, but in like I don't feel okay if I don't get my hour workout in today. Maybe you struggle with being consistent, or you push yourself too much over and over with your body and you can't find that balance. If you want to end that struggle, if you want to stop criticizing every flaw you see in the mirror, I know this is a tough one. Or maybe you want to stop needing to be a certain way to feel good about yourself. Maybe you want to stop feeling like something is wrong with your body. If you want to heal and truly be healthy away from these standards, if you want to truly enjoy food and exercise and your body and be at home in it, you have to start with acceptance. That is the magic key. That's where things really turn around. And I've seen this in my own life. I've shared this story, I think in the last episode or the one before, about how someone told me, Michelle, whatever you look like or however much you'd weigh, you'd be just as worthy, you'd be just as valuable. And that was a real turning point for me internally. This weekend, my girlfriend and I, we had what we call a nothing day, where we just relaxed and we put it on the calendar ahead of time to have nothing to do and to rest. And those are, for our schedules to align, for us to have that is pretty few and far between these days. But we treasured it and it was wonderful. One of the things that we did is we watched Survivor. It's something that I watched a little while ago. I got into and dropped, and I was like, hey, Kaylee, you want to watch Survivor? And she's like, sure. So we started watching it. like last week, and we watched a few episodes on Sunday, and one of the players, this is season 45, one of the players, he talked about how before he came on the show, he had lost a significant amount of weight, maybe in the hundreds or over 100 pounds. And he was talking about how he struggled with what I take to be binge eating. So he would eat a lot, eat more than was comfortable for his body. And he was hiding in his car eating, and his mom came and saw him and said something like, I love you no matter what. And that was the breaking point for him, where he realized, I don't want this anymore. And he decided to turn his life around, his health around. It started with, I turned to my girlfriend, I said, see, acceptance. He saw unconditional love, and that was the turning point for him. And I think when we feel that, it might come from ourselves, it might come from someone else, but when we really truly realize that we are accepted and loved no matter what, it's easier to let go of those things that we feel like we need to make us acceptable. You have to, going back to being seen, we have to see ourselves as we are and accept ourselves unconditionally. And I know that sounds really hard, but on another level, when you do see your deepest being and who you really are outside of your identities, outside of your roles, outside of all the stories that you've made up, you can't help but accept yourself. You see who you truly are as a being, not just a human doing, but a human being, just a being. That awareness comes up. And then the physical realm, like the fitness stuff, it becomes secondary. Yes, it takes work and processing to heal, but when you realize you're already whole, you drop the struggle. So it's not like a pushing hard struggle. You drop the hard effort. And healthy habits and healthy results become natural. And then the even better result is that you feel joy and you feel peace and you feel happiness, because you realize it's not something you have to chase. It's not a place you have to get to. You realize that you have access to it already right now. That's what acceptance is. It does help to get a proper education. It absolutely, especially if you're dealing with an eating disorder, please get professional help. That's the best way to improve over time. Those eating disorder monsters are so loud, it's hard to know what's true and what's not, and getting professional help from kind practitioners can be life-changing. Getting proper education on, and by that I mean science-based data, not fad diets or trying to find a perfect, quote unquote, perfect workout, or finding all of your information from social media. Scientific strategies and tools, they help, but they mean shit to your deep health when you don't have acceptance. And I mean that. You could have all of the tools, you could have all the education, you could know exactly how to get a bodybuilder's body, you could know exactly how to lose 20 pounds, you could know exactly how to get your macros, quote unquote, on point, but they don't mean shit about your health if you don't have acceptance. You got to start with acceptance. I see this in the world I work in, where unhealthy behaviors with food and exercise are so common. It's so common that it's become normal, and that is so sad. A study shows that nearly 80% of eating disorders go unnoticed and or untreated. And I cannot diagnose you, and maybe you can look some things up, Google them. Maybe something resonates with you, or you feel something coming up like, oh, that sounds a little bit like me. Even if it's just one thing, please seek help. Please seek treatment. But my point is that these numbers only show how messed up the system is and how important it is that we start with true health. Not just looking a certain way, not just being able to work out a certain way or being able to eat a certain way, but we start with true health, and that's acceptance. Start with our truest being, our deepest being. And it's available to you right now. You can say, you know what? I accept myself as I am. And you can get into quiet, and you could just notice what is noticing. Notice the awareness that is noticing. Notice all the stories that you've created in your mind, these identities, who you think you have to be in order to be accepted, and really just see yourself just in this moment, just how you feel, just the sounds that you're hearing right now. the sights you can see around you. Even if you're moving, if you're sitting still, wherever you are, you can notice it in this moment and just have these open arms where you let go and you accept it. You can look at your body and you might not like it. You might be used to saying something negative when you look at your body, but you can say, you know what? This is what it is. This is my body. I accept it. You have the access to that right now. Truth be told, you don't need this podcast episode. You don't need a person to tell you, or you don't need a program. You don't need a coach. You don't need anyone else to get you to this point. It's available to you right now, and it's actually available to you in every moment. It's not something you have to push hard for. I want to read a quote from Tara Brach. I just am finishing her book, Radical Acceptance. I started earlier this year, and it's been a wonderful journey, long chapters. I listened to it on my trip, and this is what she says towards the end of the book. Quote, "When we live in awareness, we live in love. The loving awareness we cherish is not a distant fragrance, a treasure found only after an arduous journey. It is not a treasure that we have to fight for or protect. The beauty we long for is already here. By relaxing our stories of who we are taking ourselves to be, by stopping wakefully into just this moment, we see that nothing is missing, that nothing is outside this ocean of curling currents. Remembering what we love guides us back to sacred presence." Tara Brach. And full disclosure, I think she said curling currents. I was listening to it, not reading it. So that one could be wrong. But you get the point. This is the place to start, because you deserve to be seen as you are, because you are at your core, in essence, beautiful. You are intelligent, you are love, you are infinite, you are glorious. And that's not just like a, you go girl, you're wonderful, you're great, you can do it kind of attitude, although nothing inherently wrong with that. Just, you're deeper than that. You're more than that. You are infinite worth. You're connected to every single thing in this universe. You are a part of what created this universe, whatever you believe, however you believe the world came to be, whatever your religion is or beliefs are, you're a part of everything else. And we are connected. And this is me seeing you as you are. I hope that it helps support you in seeing you as you are. And I created, like I said, I stand firm in this. You don't need a program to accept yourself. You can do it right now. But it does help to get support. It does help to get structure. It does help to get more encouragement towards this, because it seems like most of the world is telling us the opposite, especially with fitness. You look on Instagram, oh my goodness, you look on TikTok, you look at the social media, you see all these things around fitness that might not be harmful. Not all of it is bad, but so much of it just continues to perpetuate these ideas of your body should look this way and you should eat this way. And even, I was telling my girlfriend, like, we have kind of accepted the idea that diets don't work, that skinny is not the ideal standard like it was maybe in the 90s or 80s, whatever, 2000s, although it's still prevalent. We've thought, strong is the new beautiful for women. And it's healthier in some ways, but it's just another standard. And we need being aware of, how this system is affecting us, and being in a place where you feel safe and you feel supported, and that you're encouraged to see yourself and to let go and not to push can be healing, super healing. So if that's something that you would like, and of course, I'm not explaining it all right now. I'm kind of over trying to be perfect. I'm kind of over trying to do it all right. I'm just being myself here on this podcast. This is what the 4-H method is. I created this because I know that if you truly want to experience health in the long term, as in like you want to live a long life, you want to feel good, you want to feel strong, you want to be able to do everything that you want to do without your lack of health holding you back as much as is possible, if you want to be in as little pain as possible, if you just want to live a full life, like live the life you want to live and let health enhance it. If you want to be free from, the drama around food and exercise, the ups and downs, if you want to accept your body and come into home with it, it doesn't mean that you love it all the time or that you're perfect. Fuck no. It just means that you're comfortable and confident in your body because you've accepted it. And not only that, you know how it works and you know what to do. You've learned about it. You've given yourself proper education on it. You've practiced it. You've put in the reps. And by that, I mean showing up every day for yourself and taking care of yourself. If you want that, then that's why I created the 4-H method. It's so different from other fitness programs. We don't start with workouts. We don't start with diets, okay? I don't give you a meal plan and I don't say, work out these many hours a day. This is what you do. We start with really, really basic, getting into acceptance. And then from there, we build practices and you're in charge of it. I can give you guidance, support, strategies, spirituality, science, but you're in control. It's your journey. And I just want to help you get to that place where you are truly healthy, truly enjoying health by starting with acceptance. All right. Most fitness programs give a little nod to this, but we go all in from the beginning. This is for you. This fitness 4-H method is for you if you've done maybe the whole fitness thing your whole life. Maybe you've tried all the different workouts, the different diets, the different programs, read all the books. It's for you if you're just starting and you don't know where to begin, but you want to get on a strong foot. It's for you if you have been in recovery from disordered eating and exercise behaviors and you want to practice healthy habits in a safe way, in a truly safe way. It's for you if you felt like something is wrong with your body. Maybe you've felt too small, too big. Maybe you've been told you're ugly or unattractive. Maybe you feel like you were born in a body that doesn't represent your true gender and you feel off with your body. This is the place to start. This is for you if you truly want to live a happy life. It's for you if you want to make your body your home and make health an exciting hero journey. This is what it's all about. This is why I created it. I'm being honest with you because you deserve to be seen, and it starts with seeing yourself first. I love you so much, and I hope you have a beautiful day. If you have any questions, any comments, feel free to reach out to me. And don't tell me who won Survivor 45 yet. We're in the last few we got a little over halfway through. And the guy Jake, he's from Boston. He has a strong accent. He hasn't been voted out yet. It would be mind-boggling if he won. But don't tell me yet. And I know that there's a new season out, season 46. I haven't even watched that yet. All right, peace out. Like you, love you, Coach Michelle. Hey there, me one more time because this is my podcast. I just want to say thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. If you would be so kind and generous as to leave a review, a good review, it would mean a lot to the podcast and to growing this so more people can get a hold of it. If you would like to get more support, continue listening to this podcast. Follow me on Instagram, friend me on Facebook. You can find me in the link in the show notes. Always feel free to reach out to me. An email is always welcome. Happy to hear from you. And the best way that I actually can help you is, if and when you're ready, is for you to join the 4-H method. It's my signature program, and it helps you make your body your home and your health your hero journey, transforming your health and life from the inside out. Remember, you are worthy, you are powerful. Like you, love you, Coach Michelle.